southwest China. Well, here is our lineup. And it is a stellar one to get us going in heat number 1. We have the only winner of a gold medal so far in this heat. Juan MANTILLA PINILLA will be one to watch from the long distance events. But Martin FERRIE, the Frenchman, already with 2 bronze medals already. And what makes this 1,000-meter sprint so exciting is the fact that all of the athletes who are entered into these games are racing. So we have out-and-out sprinters mixed in with the long-distance skaters. They'll all have slightly different strengths, and as a result, each heat will play out slightly differently. But ultimately, they are battling right now to make it in to the all-important semi-final. We'll keep an eye on the yellow vest of Colombia, but this is a bold move coming from Pan, People's Republic of China. Not quite sure of his tactics, but he maybe wanted to get out safe at the start. He's happy now to just let the chain collect. And this is interesting. This is the only heat where we have 2 athletes from one country. So are we going to see a bit of a team tactic going with Pan and Zhang? This could be very interesting indeed. At a World Championships, nations can enter 2 to 3 athletes. And as a result, teamwork is common in the sport of speed skating. But right now, we could be seeing some work between the 2 of them. Well, it was Pan leading, but are we going to see Zhang coming through? Just over a lap to go. And this is definitely giving the home crowd something to get excited about in these early rounds. Well, Zhang moved to the front, but no surprises to see Jacobo Bandia coming through to take that win, a 1:21.9. And that time will be notable. The next heats will just be keeping an eye, a little shrug of the shoulders. There was all sorts going on, but the Colombian remained cool throughout. Tactics coming from Pan Zhiyuan and Zhang Zhenhai, trying desperately to work together and use a team advantage, but there was still no stopping the Colombian. It was a bold move, and it might have paid off. We'll have to wait and see the times of the following 3 heats. We're just watching the action unfold in slow motion. It gives you an idea of just how fast they are going across that line. Well, it was a considerable margin that we saw for the win, but that is a great result for the People's Republic of China. Zhang and Pan will have to just wait and hope that those times are fast enough. Martin FERRIE, Frenchman in 4th. It'll be a nervous wait for him. To beat that have been set in heat number 1. Well, here we go, our lineup for the second set of athletes to come out onto the track. There's a very notable name in the middle of your screen right now. Francisco Jose Poella. Gold medal in the 10K points race.
In the first heat of men's 1K qualification, number 46, disqualified for sports board.
第一组的比赛当中，46号运动员犯规取消比赛成绩。
Well, as these rounds progress, we saw earlier that 2 athletes from China got to work together. Now, even if at this point the other nations aren't in the same heat as their fellow teammate, they could well be in the semi-finals. And if two nations make it to the final, that could play a part as well. Jhon TASCON straight off to the front of the pack. So here we go. It is Puella Cabello. I think this is going to be a fast heat. They've seen the time set, and those athletes know that only the first to cross the line is guaranteed a slot, and therefore the rest of them will need the time to be quick. If you win, you are not concerned about the clock. We're seeing some work on the front by Breno Neri Ariola, competing at his first World Games. Not afraid to put his mark down. Well, this is where it starts to hot up. The positions are constantly jostling. But with just over a lap to go, the dominant athletes start to find the positions that they want. Sprinters, long-distance athletes, all mixed in. But world-class in whatever discipline it might be. And this is where it all comes together. And this is the closest finish we have seen in a heat so far. And it was Colombians Jhon TASCON HOLGUIN who just got his skate over the line. And he will not need to worry about any times. That'll be a nice position to be in. Closer than he might have liked. But that is only going to happen when you've got such a caliber. These are the heats, but my goodness, they are already incredibly fast. You can see just how close between each other they are. And that final push. Gave TASCON HOLGUIN the advantage, coming through when it counted. Here we have another 7 lining up, and they are off. It is the third heat of 4. The winner will be confirmed a place in the semi-final. And the rest are racing against the clock to be the 12 fastest athletes out of these 4 heats. Well, it's the strong stature of the Italian, Vincenzo Mallorca, who got things underway. Handing over to the experience of Verdugo, the Chilean. Won a medal in this very event 3 years ago. At 38 years of age, he's certainly one of the more experienced in the field as the lead changes yet again. For these early rounds, it's just about finding that position. We see the lead change continuously. It's when it comes down to that final lap that the team tends to rise to the top. And so far, it has been the favourites coming through. I'll note where that Spanish vest is from GUZMAN BITAR. He is yet to lose a race that he has entered at these World Games. And he continues. What a stretch. Oh, so close. He was 4,000th off winning. So that's going to come down to the time. What a strong finish from Chow. And that gives you a little bit of an idea of the margins that we are talking about. This is the heat, and we're seeing it that close. Just wait to see what margins we end up as we get to the all-important medals later on as we progress through these rounds. Well, to me, that looks from this angle that it was the Spaniard. We'll wait for the times to be confirmed. The initial clock was giving it to Chow. in the sidelines. Oh, and here we go. It is confirmed. The time that was quickest, 120.882, went to the man of the games, Johan Guzman Bitar. Ciao from Chinese Taipei. We'll just have to hope that that has been enough. It is quicker than our opening heat. But all could change because we have final 8 athletes. The biggest heat of all at the end. And one of the strongest as well. Dominated by the longer distance athletes in this heat. You just see Daniel Nero on the inside, getting that preferable starting position, but quick out of the blocks. Alas Monsivias, a Mexican athlete wanting to take control of this race. Success over the 500 at the Pan American Games. But I think you'll be starting to realize the trend here, that those who are fast out the blocks and maybe find themselves at the front doing some of the work for the group aren't necessarily the ones who end up in the mix at the end. You just don't want to be dropped off the back. You need to be in that right place with a lap and a half to go. We are seeing those positions constantly changing. It looks as though it's a polite, you go first, no, you go first. It's anything but that. The athletes have to earn that position. They have to find a gap to slot in when skating at almost 50 kilometers an hour. Julio Marina Ortiz putting himself in great place with 1 lap to go. And he is just going from the front now, glancing over his shoulder. He doesn't want to risk a sprint. He is an athlete who is strong on the long distance, and he's wanting to make the most of that. And has he done enough? I think he has. The Paraguayan Julio Marina Ortiz, not the quickest of times this heat. And that will be a nervous moment as a result for those sitting behind him. I think he realized that the time was not going to be quick, and you can't sit and just hope that that's enough. You've got to do something about it. And Marina Ortiz certainly actioned that when he made his move. We've seen him, he's so decisive in his competition strategy. He's won on 2 tactical races, both times by one and a silver, by being bold and going with a breakaway. It's pretty much what he did in this. I mean, over a much shorter distance. Still it worked, paid off. He is into the semi-finals without doubt. Well, even slower than we first thought, a 1:23.028, the winning time, which does mean the rest of that heat will potentially be in trouble. They are going to have to wait and see, because the only guaranteed position into the semi-finals is the man from Paraguay, Julio Marina Ortiz. He doesn't need to worry what time the clock stops. But they, Jhon and Daniel Nero, and those behind them will be feeling a little uneasy. That was just how their heat played out. Sometimes times are out of your control when it becomes a tactical race that we just saw. Well, the big Qs, they are the winners of their heats. GUZMAN BITAR remains unbeatable, along with PINILLA, TASCON, HOLGUIN, and Marina Ortiz are the 4 that go through from winning. And then the nervous wait is now over for the rest of those semi-final qualifiers, the next 12 fastest times. And you can see that the winner of heat number 4, Marina Ortiz, with a 123.0, well, that puts him outside of the top 10. And that's just how it falls. Ivan Sevilla did enough for France, down in 16th. And that was still a quicker time than that final heat. So no one else from the final heat made it through into the semi-finals other than the winner. A lot of those athletes we're seeing on that final page.